So a lot of us still think that bandit attacks on our highways is just a child's play. A lot of us don't take it serious. Maybe because we have traveled, so many times and we've not experienced it. But I want you to know that these bandits, they go to office like you and I. They are all saturated around our forests, our bushes, and in between those forests and bushes, there is a highway. So most of the times, they just decide to go out and go and mount block to abduct people. You never can tell the time, the hour that these bandits are going to come out to attack. Now, I want to show you guys a video that just happened this morning, somewhere in the West, where travelers were stranded on the way because of bandits. Watch and I'll be back.
Around the express road, bandit yo, J4 express road, bandit. Wallahi, lost on gun, live and direct. Bandit block road, express road, Latokbere. Live and direct, bandit lost on gun. Ọlọ́run ṣáà ti yọ wá gbogbo àti sèfù lọ́sàn live and direct lọ́sàn gan. Wàláì lọ́sàn gan ni ògùn tó pé bóyá ọ̀rẹ́ ẹnu live and direct lélẹ́yìí o. But àwọn tó escape Ọlọ́run ti yọ wọ́n o. Wàláì.
So that place looks like one of the Benin-Lagos Expressway. I think they mentioned the name of that place. I think it sounds somehow familiar to me. But there is something I want to say. I know that everybody might not be able to afford money for flight. And there are so many of us that we must travel. The traveling is very important. Yeah? So a lot of us might not be able to afford money for flights because of the economic hardship and all that. But what amazed me so much is that there are lots of people who still travel even when they don't need to travel. I'll give you guys an example. I have a Muslim friend and a brother. He's a friend, but I take him as my brother because we've lived so together for a long time. So every Salah, every Ileya, as it were, he must travel. He has to travel. Travel all the way from Benin with his family down to Osun State. So, during this whole insecurity stuff, I called him. I said, how far? He said he just came back from Osun State. He went for Salah. And I asked him a question. But with all this whole insecurity that you hear, that they are attacking people on the way, you still carried your family and travel for Salah. I asked him, the Salah you want to do, can't you do it where you are? And he said, Salah is sweet for Benin. It is sweeter. It's more interesting when he celebrates Salah with his family or extended family in Osun State, which I quite understand. But the truth is, if on your way to that particular Osun State where you want to go and celebrate Salah, if you were abducted on the way, will that Salah celebration stop? Of course, people will still celebrate in Osun State. What can happen? The worst that can happen is that your family you want to go and celebrate, they will not be happy. They will be running a tasketa, but every other family will celebrate Salah. So you can see that particular traveling is unnecessary. It's unnecessary, coupled with the fact that we know the situation of things in our country as of today. So it is expected that if you cannot fly to the location where you are going to by plane, then whatever you want to do, do it in your location where you are. Traveling for things like that are not necessary. And also to all these girls that say they do hook up, a guy pays you money from, you live in Port Harcourt, a guy pays you money in Lagos. that you should come to Lagos and you are on your way going, you might end up hooking up with those bandits. Yeah. So there are some traveling that are very unnecessary. We must avoid them. At a point, I called my younger ones back in Benin to tell them that if anybody is giving you a job and that job is not within Benin, don't take it, no matter how much it is. Because by the time you go for that job, maybe on your way coming, you are abducted. The money you are being paid for that job might not even pay your ransom. Not to talk of the pains you're going to go through in the hands of these kidnappers. So again, I'm using this medium to advise everyone watching this video that if you must not travel, if that traveling is not necessary, please don't embark on it. I feel for all Nigerian students who go to school and, during holidays, they have to go back home. And when they resume, they have to go back to school. I feel for all of you. Because during our time when we schooled, what we just pray for is against accident. But these days, we're not even thinking of accident anymore. It's banditry. I feel for all the NYC coppers. I feel for people who work in different locations, that they have to travel to those locations to work. I feel for everyone. But this is the reality. This is our reality. You can see how people were stranded on the way. And according to them, some people have been intercepted. Some escaped, some were taken into the bush. So they have met their Waterloo. If they are lucky enough, ransom will be paid, they will be released. If they are not lucky enough, they will be paid, even after ransom is being paid. And before then, the pain that will be inflicted in their body is another thing. The trauma they will go through is another thing. For the ladies who are among them, the graping they will go through. I heard the story of somebody who said he had an experience. The guy said that the way they grape these ladies, you just see like 6 to 7, 8 bandits taking turns on a particular lady, graping the lady. If you are lucky enough, they will allow you to rest and come back again and begin to pound on you. Look at all these things. This is the reality we are today. Take care out there. I said, let me share this with you guys so that you don't be a victim. I'll catch you in my next video. Peace and love.